relationship like with Joe Burrow, and when did you, get to be really good friends with him?
I should have known the joke questions were gonna come.
Yep.
Uh, that's my dog though. That's my dog. We stay in touch ever since he got here. I was actually when he was being recruited to come to LSU, I was, you could say, kind of the host throughout the building, just making sure, just trying to feed him as much information about LSU and about the program just to get him there. I wanted him bad from hearing about what a couple coaches had to say about him as far as his characteristics and his attributes from being at Ohio State and even in high school. And I just felt like we needed LSU, so I made sure that I did whatever it took to get there, just to get him at LSU.
Awesome. And what strides do you think you've made so far this season?
Say it again.
What progress do you think you've made so far this season?
I feel like every game I'm getting better. Especially learning from, like I said in the previous interviews, learning from the D line, the formations and the NFL tendencies. It's really not too much different. I feel like a lot of teams kind of run the same thing. It's kind of really like a set, unspoken rule about, when certain plays are coming or certain formations. So I've been figuring that out slowly but surely, and I feel like I'm only gonna get better from now.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Hayes. Let's go to Cassidy and then Mia and then Mark.
I wasn't janking on LSU. We were talking about the SEC games when you walked up, and then I was like, he may not want to talk about this after that LSU performance. But no, just going back to Jacksonville, the pass rush has clearly gotten a slow start through the first 3 games. What can you do differently maybe to kind of help Josh Allen on the other, or, when you are out there and sort of, I guess, get more pressures in the backfield?
I mean, it's still a secret behind it. I'm not getting there. I mean, that was the purpose of me getting here, as the purpose of, the head coach and general manager taking a chance to get me in the first rounds to get out as a quarterback. And I haven't been getting there on a consistent basis. And that's something I need to get better in every day and every week. And I promise you, I've been working my butt off every week just to make sure, only that I'm getting better in the pass rush, also in the run game, just to help contribute as much as possible. But there's no secret behind it. We watch the film and I look at it and I know it's a lot of things I can get better in. And it's a game where I got to grow up fast. I don't really have too much time to try to fill it out. I feel like the defensive line and the pass rush depended on me, as well as Josh and Smoot and all the other guys rushing. So I need to pick it up fast and I need to get it going. And that's what I plan on doing starting Sunday.
And then the swiper still swiping. Were you just a Dora the Explorer fan as a kid? Where did that come from?
So I did used to watch. So my sister, she used to watch Dora all the time. She was a big Dora and Strawberry Shortcake and all that. She was all into all that stuff. So for some reason, I used to stay watching with her because she used to never let me change the channel. And that always stuck with me. And, when it came to me being, a football player, just my mindset going into the game, it's always, hey, I'm not gonna let anything slip from me. I'm taking everything I can, and that's what Swiper does. He's trying to take everything he can. He's not gonna let anything slip away. So that was the mindset behind Dora. The Swiper still swiping.
Thanks, K'Lavon.
Thanks, Cassidy. Let's go to Mia, and then Mark, and then Dustin.
Hey, K'Lavon, kind of going back to your buddy Joe B up in Cincinnati. We talked to Josh yesterday. He said you didn't really share any insight as far as ways to get to Joe. So number one, do you and Josh, what are kind of those pregame talks about scouting report wise? But number two, is there a trick to bringing down Joe Burrow that maybe from facing him in practice for so many years?
So one, me and Josh definitely talk about that. I guess at times you could say we talk too much about it. I feel like we kind of get excessive going into it. But I mean, that just shows how bad we want it, man. And I can tell you, after that Thursday night game, me and Josh was up here the next day and the following days is how we was watching the film, and we were just really upset with ourselves because it felt like, even though it was, I think it was like 160 passing yards, but it was like 20 attempts. So in our eyes, that's 20 times where you can get to the quarterback, and we felt like we didn't take full advantage of those. So we left the DBs out hanging, and I look at that every time, and I noticed that, I never want to put a DB in that position, man. I feel like though the DBs and offensive linemen have the hardest job in the game. You got to play the game backwards, backpedaling, and that's hard. And to do that for, 3-4 plus consecutive seconds, and I never want to put anybody in that position. So like I say, me and Josh, we talk about it a lot, and that's our goal. We're gonna get better in it, and we're gonna work on it. Now, as far as Joe is Joe. I mean, we all watched him. I had the pleasure to play with him. People argue, the best team ever, one of the best players ever to play the game, and he's a special person. It's hard to bring him down. It's hard to to rattle him. He for some reason he loves getting hit. That kind of boosts his game up even more. So trying to figure him out and trying to go against him every day in practice back at LSU was even tough for me because the times where I dropped in coverage. He'll pick us apart and during the 7-on-7 period, so whatever the case may be, and it just seemed like every day he was just getting better and better, and I mean that just shows how hard he works. So going into the game, I know his work ethic's still going to be the same, and we just have to figure out how to way to get in his head and just keep getting continuous pressure and keep getting the hits on him.
So you mentioned he almost plays better after he's getting hit. So as people keep bringing up the fact that he's been sacked 14 times this year, that his offensive line has had its struggles, is your reaction just kind of like, better watch out, that's going to make him better? Or do you see that as an opening for you guys?
I see it more so as just, I wouldn't even say a watch out, but don't let it, don't really get too, hyped and emotional off of it. Because like I said, he's one of those hits kind of give him energy, like 14 times in, I guess, the first 3 weeks of the season. And I feel like I've yet to see him rattled at any point. I watched him to go through a clutch drive, and then he's steady going. It's never a time where you just have to, anybody can say that Joe is a bust, whatever the case may be, because he's going to continue to ball. He's going to continue to do him. So I just feel like as a D-line or as a defensive unit, man, you just got to keep balling, regardless of how hard you think you got him or how many times you got to him, because he's one of those who's consistent. He's going to keep playing hard regardless of the situation. And I mean, he's just a great player. It's somebody we just have to pay attention to.
Awesome. Thanks, K'Lavon.
You're welcome.
Mark.
Yeah, K'Lavon, I was going to ask about his toughness, but you covered that. So I will ask this. Have you ever hit him? Did you actually get to hit him in practice ever?
Oh no, I ain't that crazy. No, I ain't that crazy. Okay. No, we don't play them games.
Quarterbacks are off limit.
Yeah, always off limit. We value him too much. He meant too much to the team. So every time I felt like I was close to him, I'm shying away.
So this will be, hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be your first actual shot on him.
Yeah, my first time.
Will you say anything?
It definitely be some words said, some words of encouragement, of course, but it definitely be some words said to him once I get to him, but it's always going to be love with me and him for sure. I mean, that's family, that's blood for life. So, I mean, between the 60 minutes, we're going to have to go at it, but, outside of the game and after the game, it's all love and we're going to take care of each other.
All right. Looks like Dustin, one more.
Hey, K'Lavon. Hey, K'Lavon. Happy Friday. Apologize if I butchered that. I asked Josh the same question yesterday, but I wanted to get your take on it. Do you guys feel like when the sacks start to come, they'll come in flurries, and when it rains, it'll pour?
Yeah, I honestly do. I feel like I really more so depend on us, man. It's just we got to do a better job of just rushing. I feel like our coaching told Coach Washington told us, Coach Rebs told us, and we kind of doing too much thinking. We got to do what got us here. Rush the passer, get the quarterback in. I know for sure, like that's one thing. A couple of coaches always told me, sacks come in bunches. You might start off slow, but once you get it rolling, it's going, like you said, when it rains and pours, it's going to come. So I ain't gonna say we got to be patient, but at the same time, just let the work do its work. Let our hard work show, and let our technique and everything take care of it, and then it's all gonna come.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, looks like we got one more from Cassidy. She has a quick follow-up.
Yeah, K'Lavon, you said he liked to get hit. I know a lot of people might just scoff and think, oh, that's just something you say. But is that Fiesta Bowl sort of a testament to that?
I feel like if you
you remember the hit I'm talking about versus you?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm about to bring up. So literally right after that hit, and I don't know if it was a coincidence or not, but he was down for a couple seconds or a minute or two, but on the sideline he was hyped. He was ready to go. He was rolling. And like I said, you go through a whole season, you're the Heisman candidate and all this, and you don't get touched in practice. So it's kind of hard to, to see how the actual game going to be, when people actually hitting you, because you might take a real good hit you know what I'm saying, getting nicked up a little bit or to get the wind knocked out of you, and you got to do the next play rather than in practice. You don't ever have to go through that. So he one of them people. Joe doesn't like the extraness into it. Like if he could, he'd rather get hit in practice or at least feel some type of normalness in practice. He don't like the superior that comes with him. So I feel like I said, just when it comes to him, man, it's really hard to get him rattled. So I mean, hitting him, tackle him, just whatever the case may be, it's gonna be something that we have to be on a consistent basis and not really let it get it to us and just keep doing it through all the 60 minutes.
Interesting balance. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, that looks like the last question. So you are all finished, sir.
Thanks, K'Lavon. Thanks, Amanda.
Appreciate it, K'Lavon.
Just for you all's reference, it's K'Lavon, as in 3 syllables, starts with a K. So K'Lavon Chaisson.
That's
Thanks,
fine.
David. I appreciate the call out.
No problem. No, not you in particular.
I'm just